Whoa, right. And we are live. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Sam Lab Production tips and tools here. And today we're going to be talking about live streaming. I'm going to be giving you some of my best tips for live streaming. So just give me a minute. Just got to fix a few things here. Awesome. All right, so let me know in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know how you doing today. Today is Saturday, and I think I never actually. This is the first time that I'm live streaming on Saturday. So this is a surprise live stream. For you guys. So let me know in the chat where you're watching from. Let me know how you're doing today. Again, my name is Sam, Live Production Tips and Tools. And let me know you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know if my sound is okay. And let's see who we got in the chat. Let's see. All right, we got, oh man, it's going to be hard to pronounce your name. Kathleen. Yeah, it's Kathleen. I think I got it right. Omaha. Omaha. I don't know, man. Let me know. Where is that? Is that like in Europe? Is that in United States? Let me know. Let me know. Exactly. Let me know. You're watching from Europe, Africa, Canada, United States, Australia. Let me know. Let me know. So sorry I can't get your name right. But welcome to the chat. Welcome. I appreciate you. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you being here. Guys, I see you watching. Let me know where you're watching from. And before we actually get started for today's live stream, before we get to the content, let me know before we get into the content. I wanna make sure we have more people joining so that we actually get started. Okay, so saying watching from San Antonio, Texas. All right, man, welcome to the live stream. Welcome. Let me know, are you involved in church production? Are you a content creator? Let me know in the chat. Today we're gonna be talking about live streaming tips and tools. So I'm gonna be giving you some of my best tips, guys, about audio, lighting, and stuff like that, how you can improve your live stream. So, but before we get into that, guys, let me know if my audio is good, and let me know where you're watching from. And thank you so much, guys, for joining. So Kathleen, oh yeah, I got it right. So Kathleen say Omaha, Nebraska. Okay, in the States. Okay, awesome. You guys have so many states, man. Like, so I mean, I know a few states, but some states I don't even know about, I know New York, I know Texas, I know well, I think I know more than that. Not just New York and Texas. Sorry, guys. I know more than that for sure. Okay, so let's see. So Kathleen says production director at church. Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks for joining today. Thank you guys for joining today. I appreciate you being here. So guys, if you have questions, feel free. Today is gonna be it's not gonna be super structured, so I'm gonna be talking with you guys. We're gonna be interacting live. I'm gonna be answering your questions, your comments. You don't have to send just questions, you can send your comments. Let me know how you're doing. I just want to keep it casual today. At the same time, obviously, I'm going to be giving you some of the tips. We're going to talk about the new GH6 that just came out. You guys, let me know. Tell me if you have some thoughts about it, if it's worth considering. We're going to take a look the new GH6, and obviously we're gonna be talking about more other stuff. So feel free. Let's keep it casual. All right. So let's see. My wife and I are worship leaders, and we live stream every Tuesday night. So most of our content is live. Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, that's really good. So you live stream every Tuesday. Why? Why just Tuesday? Um, why Tuesday? What about Sunday? Because most churches have services on Sunday. So let me know. Why do you live stream on Tuesday night? Um, I mean, I get it. You can't. I know some people live stream on Tuesday night or Wednesday night, for for their midweek or live stream or Bible studies and stuff like that. So let me know if you live streaming on Tuesday night for just for your main service. So I'm curious to know. But thanks for joining. Let's see. What broadcasting platform do you use? I'm using OBS right now. Yo, I use OBS all the way, man. I use OBS, and I've actually I'm gonna share with you guys. OBS has improved. I remember back in the day when I started using OBS the first time, because I was used to these paying platforms, right? If you remember, I used to use I still actually have it. I own it. I still own it. A TriCaster, and I was using that for so for since like I think it's been more than 10 years, like maybe since 2012 or 2013. And then the first time I discovered OBS, I was actually like, is this thing going to work? So the first time I used OBS, man, it was like, nah, this is not gonna work. Maybe they're going to, to put some viruses into my computer. So I did not trust OBS. But then because I was trying to set up a live stream for a church, and they didn't have a budget. So I was like, you know what, we're gonna try it and see how it goes. Man, since then I've been using OBS in my own studio, at my church, and been recommending it to so many other churches. And guys, OBS is just so powerful. It's a powerful software. They keep updating it. Now I think we have version 27.2.3. That's the version that I'm using right now, and it works like a charm, right? So OBS is fantastic. As long as you know how to set it up, you can do anything with OBS. Let's see. Kathleen says we stream on Sundays with Rezi. Yeah, I mean, Rezi, man, I would love to try Rezi. Actually, I know a few churches who use Rezi here in my local town. I mean, it's really good. It's actually, I've heard some good comments about Rezi. Personally, I haven't tried it, but I've heard some good comments about Rezi. I mean, but I know some other churches shy away from Rezi because of the price. Obviously, you gotta pay for it. It's not free. But as long as you can afford it, I think it's gonna make your stream more stable. Let's see. On Sundays, we are usually out singing live at other churches, so we do ours on Tuesdays. Okay, so are you like worship leaders, but like you have your own how do I say it? Like are you like kind of independent? Like yeah, let me know. Like independent musicians kind of thing. So, by the way, feel free to drop your channel in the chat. I would love to actually take a look at your channel. If you have some live streams, you guys want me to review, maybe give you some feedback about your live streams, let me know. Put in the chat. Again, as I said, today is going to be casual. Just going to be chatting. No rules, no structure. So if you guys want me to take a look at your live streams, let me know. Put in the chat. I'll be more than happy to actually give you my feedback. I'm gonna destroy you, tell you the whole truth. I'm gonna be destroying you guys, critique you, just to help you improve if you need to improve. Okay, and if you're doing good, I'm gonna tell you as well. I'll tell you if you're doing good, so don't worry. I'm not gonna just destroy you. Okay, so let's see. I also use touch portal to help switch scenes. Okay, yeah, that's I think that's a good. I think that works with the iPad, right? Yeah, works on iPad, iOS, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't tried that one either. So yeah, I use a Stream Deck, by the way. So guys, I'm gonna give you a tip. I'm actually working on something that hopefully I'm gonna be able to share with you guys. I'm working on a video to find a way to actually color grade cameras using ATEM Mini, like individually. So ATEM Mini or ATEM Mini Pro. So basically what's happening is, if you're using an ATEM Mini or ATEM Mini Pro, Extreme or Extreme ISO, if you're sending the webcam out to OBS or any other live streaming software like vMix or Ecamm Live or Restream, whatever you may be using to live stream, if you're sending the webcam out, you know that if you try to color grade or just add some color grading on your cameras, unless you're using Blackmagic cinema cameras, Blackmagic cameras, you're not going to be able to use the color grading tool within the Blackmagic software. So now I'm working on a project because what happens is, if you apply a color preset on one of the cameras, in OBS, it's going to be applied to all the cameras. So every time you switch, if you switch from camera 1, the color is going to be applied to camera 1, camera 2. Whatever camera you switch, the same color preset is going to be applied. So now I'm working on a solution, actually using a Stream Deck. So basically I'm working on a way to actually I connect my Stream Deck to the ATEM Mini Pro and using a software called Companion. So I don't know if you guys know about Companion. All right, so by doing so, I'm actually able to create what's called If You Don't Know. Obviously I'm working on the video to show you guys how you can do it, to create macros, so that every time I change from camera 1 to camera 2, it's going to change the scene within OBS. So now I can have camera 1 linked to scene 1 within OBS, and then have camera 2 linked to scene 2 within OBS, and then have camera 3 linked to scene 3 within OBS or vMix, doesn't matter. And every time I switch to camera 2, OBS is going to switch to scene 2, and the ATEM Mini or the ATEM Mini Pro obviously is switching to scene to camera 2, right? So basically I'm not using the ATEM Mini to switch, I'm using the Stream Deck to switch everything. So the Stream Deck will switch the scene within OBS and switch the camera on the ATEM Mini Pro, and switch at the same time what else we got switch? Yeah, we got the scene and the camera. Yeah, and then within the scene, so in the scenes within my scenes in OBS or vMix, whatever you're using, I'm gonna have different presets for each camera. And once you have all set up, guys, it's magic. Okay, again, this is not final, so it's still in testing phase. Okay, but once I have it working, I'm gonna have the video up, and I think it's going to help out other people. So so Pimaroro, man, I don't know if this is just your username or it's your real name. Let me know. But I'm trying to read your name. It's so hard. It's so hard, guys. So anyways, so saying yes for iOS touch portal. Yeah. So I was right. So let's see. We got Akande Seyun. What camera are you using, and what's your bit rate? Because your quality looks on a point. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'm actually using the Panasonic Lumix GH5, which is a micro four third camera, by the way, guys. So this is my Panasonic Lumix GH5. This is, I have two. So one camera obviously is being used to capture this, okay? Again, I think I don't have to show it to you. You probably know it, but if you don't know, this is what it looks like. Okay, this is just a small lens that I have, very cheap lens that I have on it because I'm using my other lenses for the live stream. So that's that. And then the bit rate, obviously, let me tell you. So because there's a lot that goes into encoding. I mean, I'm sending the camera obviously from the I'm sending the feed from the camera using the ATEM Mini Pro, okay, and then the ATEM Mini Pro is sending to OBS using the USB cable, and then within the camera I'm filming at 30 frames per second. I don't know the exact bit rate, but I'm filming usually I'm filming in MP4, but I don't think that applies to live streaming. So basically I can't tell you the exact bit rate, but I'm the frame rate, it's 30 frames per second, and that's what I'm sending to OBS. And I'm using the ATEM Mini Pro, obviously sending USB to my OBS. However, maybe what you're not seeing is I have my key light, which is the Godox SL60W that I'm using. It's kind of super powerful. It's a nice light, and on the top of that, I'm actually what else am I doing? Okay, so I have a preset that I created within Premiere Pro. Okay, so I color graded. I took the footage from my OBS. So I did a recording in OBS, and then I took it into Premiere. So I did a little bit of color grading, and then I took the preset or the color, the LUT from Premiere Pro, and I applied it within OBS. And that's what I'm trying to that's what I'm trying to work on for most of you guys using switchers like the ATEM Mini Pro. I'm trying to find a way to actually to give you ability to create your own LUTs for each camera. So if you have your wide angle camera, you can have a LUT created specifically in Premiere Pro and then use it in your live streaming software. If you have a LUT created in you can, I think you can even create it in not Logic Pro, Final Cut. I say Final Cut or DaVinci, not Logic. And then export it as a LUT, and then you can apply to each camera that you may have. So I'm working on that, and I think it's going to be fantastic. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully it's going to work. So guys, that's what I'm doing for my my actual setup. Let's see. We were worship pastors for 7 years at our church, and now we are full-time independent musicians. Exactly, that's what I thought. Go ahead and drop your YouTube channel in the chat. I would love to check you out. I would love to check out what you guys are doing. Again, if you need some tips, I'm here. I mean, what you're doing is good, man. As long as it's working. Sometimes you feel like you kind of need to be released a little bit, or sometimes you just feel like God is calling you to do something a little bigger than what you were doing. So congrats, man. That's really good to hear. So let's see. No worries. I pronounce P Pete. Let me know. Okay. Let's see. YouTube always from the real quality of my stream quality. Is there a way around it? Okay. Seyun, I don't know if I'm getting your name right. I apologize, guys. I apologize. I'm not getting your names right. But Seyun, can you clarify your question? Because you say YouTube always from the real quality of my stream quality. So is it YouTube doing something on your live stream and you want to make sure the quality is optimized, let me know. But I can tell you I can tell you the best way to get the right quality. Obviously, that like the video coming from the camera goes through so many phases. The very first phase is actually when you convert it from HDMI. I mean, depending on what you're using, if you're using HDMI or SDI. So from the HDMI or SDI signal into your switcher. So now, usually HDMI is really good enough. HDMI is good. If you're using HDMI, SDI, you should be good. Okay. HDMI really does give you, the best quality. Actually, I would say almost 100% of what you're getting from the camera. Now, from there, if you're using something like ATEM Mini, you are going to kind of encode that video into a USB format, like a webcam kind of format, right? Now, the ATEM Mini, I think, uses H.264 codec, which is really, really good. It looks really good. Now, the secret, guys, most of the time is not gonna be the way your video look. I mean, the way the ATEM Mini Pro is going to encode your video. The secret is always at the source. That's the biggest secret. The way your lighting is, okay? If you were to record a clip with that live streaming, what would it look like? Okay, that's the biggest secret. Now, if it looks good from the source, your lighting is good, your sound obviously is good, then you realize that the quality you're getting on YouTube when you're live streaming, it doesn't look that good, then there's a problem somewhere. And the problem usually is in the encoding process, right? The encoding and the switching. Usually the switching doesn't do anything if you're using HDMI and SDI, but as soon as you start encoding within OBS, because OBS is going to encode the whole thing together, depending on how much how good is your internet connection, because that's another factor. That's why people rely on stuff like Resi, because they kind of give you good stable encoding experience. But if you're using a normal internet connection, obviously you need to make sure you have a good speed and stuff like that. But another tip, right? Another tip actually is to use stuff like presets, right? Like create some LUTs and apply to your picture, which is what I'm doing, guys. Like, I'm not doing any magic here. I just created a preset within Premiere Pro and then I apply to it. But if your lighting is not good, even if you create a preset, it's not gonna look good. Another thing that you need to keep in mind when setting up your camera, make sure your white balance is set correctly. Your white balance is very, very, very important. If your white balance is wrong, then the picture is going to not really look good, okay? So if you're using your white balance, it has to match with your key light. So if you're using your light is, I don't know, like right now I'm using my key light is 5600 Kelvin, which is like natural daylight kind of temperature. Then I have to set my camera to that, exact temperature. And that gives me an accurate, it will make sure my skin tones look right. It's not too orange, it's not too blue. If I have a white paper, it will look white, And then from there, you can play with things like contrast. If you can do it within the camera, it's even better. But if you have a way to color grade live using softwares like vMix or vMix or OBS and stuff like that, that's even better. So there's so many layers and so many factors that are going to determine how good your video is going to look like on YouTube. So that's that, guys. So let's see what you're saying in the chat. So Kathleen say, your view our stream at the link below. Yeah, I think you meant the link below. You will need to scrub through the first few minutes to get to the praise and worship. Awesome, man. I'll do that. I'll do that in a minute. I'm just gonna open my second monitor, and then I'm gonna be able to actually take a look to live stream, so I can give you some ideas and give you my opinion. That would be awesome. Let's see. We got Houston professional photography. This is my dude. This is my dude. This is my dude. I didn't know you were gonna show up, man. I didn't know you were gonna show up. Right. So this is my dude from Houston. My friend Rom is my best friend. Down there in Houston, Texas. He say bit rate not the same when live streaming as bit rate when you're recording. Yeah, that's true. So the bit rate when you're recording is definitely is set by your camera, right? So you're gonna do the whole settings for your bit rate within the camera. But as soon as you send the video out, through the HDMI or SDI, now it's going to be decided by whatever switcher you're using. So or whatever encoding system that you're using, and that's going to change. Like right now, let me see my bit rate on OBS right now, because I can set my live streaming bit rate within OBS because I'm using OBS to live stream, but also I have to make sure that actually YouTube can take that bit rate. So that's another thing. But usually, whatever YouTube takes, it's good enough if your settings are right, if everything has been set right. So that's that, guys. Thanks for joining, my man Rom. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see. Would you recommend this camera to start off with? Right now, I'm using my iPhone with an app called Epocam. I know Epocam. I've used it, and it works well. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, your iPhone can actually do a good job. However, if you want to upgrade to a camera, let me know, because you say, would you recommend this camera? Did you mean my Panasonic GH5? Let me know if that's what you meant. Okay. So if that's what you meant, let me know, because I'm gonna give you my thoughts on my Panasonic GH5. I'm gonna also give you some other options out there that you can consider. Obviously, if it's a little pricier than you thought, I could actually give you some ideas on the best cameras that will actually do the job for you without spending a lot of money. Again, if you have the budget, you're ready to invest, there's so many choices out there. So I'm gonna be able to actually give you my thoughts. Okay, so let's see. My main room says I do the same thing in Final Cut Pro. Yeah, exactly. So you can do the same thing in Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, I believe so. You need to just know how to create some color grading LUT or presets. As soon as you done, all you need to do is just find a way to export the LUT. Okay. Once you have it, you can just import the LUT within OBS or any other streaming software. All right. Okay, YouTube channel Piri and Angela. Okay, I'm gonna check you out in a minute. Let me just go through the comments. All right, guys, and then I'm gonna go straight to you. So let's see who we got here. We got Seun Akande. Always drop. Okay, I think I missed something. Okay, I think Seun, did you actually? I think your name is pronounced Sean. Sean, yeah. I think it's Nigerian. I think I know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. So I think you meant the YouTube thing, the quality always dropping. So if you, it's always dropping, I'll say check your internet connection. Okay. One pro tip: make sure you always connect connect using an Ethernet cable. Okay, don't rely on Wi-Fi. Okay, unless you're doing some mobile streaming where there's no internet connection, like, and you're using your phone's data, then you don't have a choice. You can use a SIM card and stuff like that. Okay, and you know what to expect. It sometimes goes well, sometimes you may have some few issues here and there, but that's the only case scenario I'll say you could actually rely on Wi-Fi or wireless connection. But other than that, make sure you always connect using an Ethernet connection, because that's gonna give you a stable internet connection. Now, if that doesn't work, you need to check your upload speed. Your upload, not download. So you can go to Google and just click, just search test my internet connection. The first one that will pop up should be okay. Use that, just click test, and then usually YouTube, I think it's about I think it's about 2.5 megabits per second upload they should have for YouTube. At least 2.5 should be good. Let me see what I'm sending right now. Right now I'm sending 2.7. So right now I'm sending 2.7 megabits per second right now for this live stream. So if you got 2.5 megabits per second, 2.6 should be okay. However, the rule is you should double the speed of what you need. So if you need 2.5, you should have at least 5 megabits per second available. If you, I mean, megabits, yeah, megabits per second. If you live streaming, usually, personally, what I do, because you never know, sometimes you have some other devices connected to your network, so you don't want to have just like 5. So if you can get 10, even 15 or 30 or 50, right? Personally, I have 50 megabits per second, right? Upload speed. Why? Because sometimes I have guests who are calling in. Sometimes when I'm live streaming, I'm playing videos on YouTube at the same time. I'm watching my own stream at the same time. So it's, it's kind of have so many things going on, and I just want to make sure I have enough room. Sometimes my family, my wife is watching TV, and I don't want to tell her, hey, I'm going to live stream, so you gotta stop watching TV. You know what I mean? So I make sure, watching TV is usually, it has to do with download. However, if people are putting this kind of load on the router, it's still not good, right? So whatever you're using, either you download or uploading, it's going to affect your internet connection. So just make sure your internet connection is stable. You should be good. All right, let's see. We got Nathaniel say, what's the best software for church live streaming? Wow, that's a very good question. So my answer is, it depends on your budget. Okay, if you have absolutely zero budget, $0, use OBS. Okay, OBS is fantastic. It works well, and you're gonna be able to do anything you need to do. It's gonna take you a little bit of time. You're gonna have to invest a little bit into learning. Okay, but OBS is gonna do everything that any other software out there can do. That's guaranteed, 100%. All right, but if you have a little bit of money to invest, I'll say try vMix. Okay, if you're on PC, if you're on Mac, try what's the Mac software? It's not. I don't think Ecamm Live is not really for Ecamm Live. I don't think I wouldn't suggest Ecamm Live for church live streaming. You could use it, but I don't. I see it for more optimized for content creation, for like YouTubers and people who are doing stuff like what I'm doing right now. So I say vMix, it should be perfect for you if you're on PC, obviously. Other than that, there's other softwares like Restream that you could try. So many choices out there. So let me know if I answered your question. So see Houston photography, professional photography. My man Ram says OBS or Streamlabs OBS. Yes, you could use also Streamlabs OBS, which is another kind of sort of OBS from, I think it's made by Logitech. I think it's Logitech that owns the software. But anyways, yeah, that's another option to consider. All right. Let's say Houston photography says you can also create LUT in Photoshop. Yes, that's right. You can create LUTs in Photoshop. Sorry. In fact, before actually, before I think OBS wasn't supporting the what's the format? I think it's dark cube. Yeah. So if you guys know a little bit about Premiere, so when you export the LUT, it's gonna be in dark cube format. So before, OBS could not support the dark cube format. So you had to use Photoshop actually before. You had to go into OBS and take one of their pre-made color presets, take into Photoshop and kind of apply a lot on it, and then bring it back into OBS. But now it's exciting because you could be, let's say you shoot something, and then if you use Premiere to edit, you could be editing in Premiere the same color preset you're using. Same, exactly the same. Take it into OBS and get exactly the same look that you have in Premiere Pro. So that's like a game changer, guys. You could do that for free in OBS. So this is really dope. So let's see. Yes, Pete, I'm gonna call you Pete, okay, if you don't mind, or Peter. Say yes. The only one you're using, sorry, or which of would you recommend for starters, budget friendly? Yes. Now I'm going to ask you a question. How much money do you want to spend? Okay, because I'm gonna be able to find a camera. Okay, maybe not under $500. Okay, but let's start with the one that I'm using. This is the Panasonic Lumix GH5. Now, right now, if you buy brand new, it's gonna retail about 1200, 1100 probably. You can buy used. Okay, if you buy used, maybe 900 and stuff like that. Now, this is an amazing camera for live streaming. Okay, hands down, hands down. This is a professional camera. It does record in 4K. It can actually even live stream in 4K. Okay, if you are able to live stream in 4K, obviously. It has a full-size HDMI. So as you can see, guys, this is the way you connect the HDMI right here. Okay, and it's micro four third, obviously. So if you're working in low light, you're gonna make sure you have a good lens with great aperture. But other than that, this is a fantastic camera that I would recommend. Okay, now if that budget does not work for you, because on the top of getting the body, you're gonna need to get a lens as well. And I do recommend, because it's a micro four third camera, I do recommend you get a lens that can do well in low light. Okay, so again, depending on which one, you're gonna find actually a lens between $200 and $300 that will do a good job. The lens that I'm using right now is a 25 mm maximum aperture 1.4, and it's a fantastic lens, but it's also cheap, so you can get it around $350. So if you're comfortable with that kind of budget, that's awesome. Now if you're not comfortable, I'll say consider the Panasonic G85. Okay, if you want me, I can put everything in the chat for you, so you can actually take a look at those cameras. So the Panasonic G85, it's another micro four third camera that's gonna cost you, sometimes if actually you buy used, you get it used on eBay, you can find it for around $550, and you add a lens maybe for 200 or 300, that's about $800, and that's gonna give you an amazing picture for your live streaming. However, another camera they may consider is the Panasonic Lumix G7. Okay, that one is also going to cost you less money, combining with the lens. The only little problem with that one, it has a record limit of 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, if you're recording, you kind of have to stop and kind of hit the record button again. It also doesn't have in-body image stabilization, but other than that, it's a great camera. It can easily match the Panasonic Lumix GH5 and the G85. No problem. Okay, so again, Let me know in the chat what's your budget, and I'll probably be able to recommend a camera for you. Now, I have to warn you, all the three cameras that I just mentioned, they don't have a super wow reliable autofocus. If you think you are going to rely on autofocus, if you don't have anyone kind of controlling the camera or operating the camera for you, then you probably don't want to go with Lumix cameras. Okay, good things about Lumix cameras is the fact that they don't overheat, they're affordable, lenses are affordable, and they have good image quality. They give you all the features that you dream of. Okay, however, the autofocus is a problem. So basically, autofocus is like, you guys can see when I'm live streaming, I can kind of show you this camera, and then you can see the camera is kind of shifting the focus to the camera, and then if I put it down, it's going back to me. Okay, so now it's okay, it's doing okay, but sometimes it does lose focus. So that's just to warn you a little bit. But if autofocus is not a problem for you, if you have somebody operating the camera, then Lumix cameras are, I would say, the best cameras out there for the money, for the value you're getting from those. Now, if autofocus is a problem, we're talking about Sony cameras, Sony or Canon. Okay, this is a Canon M50 Mark II, Mark 1. I do not recommend it. The Canon M50 Mark II is great. It has a great autofocus as well, and it's going to actually allow you to, because of the autofocus and the live streaming capabilities, it's gonna be fantastic. The Sony ZV-1 is another one to consider, but I don't like the ZV-1 because of the fact that you're stuck with one lens. So it comes with the lens already attached to it, so it's not interchangeable. So I would say don't buy the ZV-1. However, I would recommend maybe the Sony ZV-E10. Okay, the Sony ZV-E10 is another great camera that I would recommend. If you think autofocus is something that you need, I would say go for that one. So let me know, put your budget in the chat, and I will be more than happy to give you more tips. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Can you bring in LUTs into vMix? Yes, I believe so. I know. I will have to confirm though. I know vMix has the color correction tool. I know for sure. I have used it before, but personally, I haven't tried to bring in a LUT. But I'm sure you can. I'm sure, 100% sure. I mean, not 100%, maybe 95% you can for sure. So I would have to kind of confirm. I was actually trying to get a copy of vMix to demo, like, because a lot of people asking me questions all the time, and I kind of have to pay for it, even though I'm not going to be using it because I don't need it. But I think it would be great to have a copy of vMix. So say Sean says, yeah, I'm Nigerian. Yes, man, I recognize the name. Thanks, man. Thanks so much for joining the stream. I appreciate you. See, so guys, this actually, before I read through all your comments, let's take a little 5 minutes, and I'm going to actually look for my friend, where is he? YouTube channel, and we're gonna take a look at his music, okay, and see if we can give him some tips. Okay, I'm gonna have to find his channel again. I think it was Angela and Pete. Okay, it's Piri and Angela. Okay, let me see if I can find you on YouTube, my man. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can find you here. So that's Piri. and Angela. So I'm assuming this is you right now here. Yep, worship night. Let's go. Let's click the first one. All right, guys. So let me know if you can hear the audio. You should be able to hear it. So let's take a look at Pete's live stream here. Okay, gonna go full screen.
In you, release your love inside of me. Unleash your power for all to see. Oh, Spirit, come and fall on us. It's over and over. Say, make way through the waters, walk me through the fire. Do what you are famous for, what you are famous for. Shut the mouths of lions, bring dry bones to life. And do what you are famous for, what you are famous for. God of exceedingly, God of abundantly, more than we ask or think. We'll never fail. Your name is powerful. Your words unstoppable. All things are possible in you. Come on. God of exceedingly, God of abundantly, more than we ask or think. Lord, you will never fail. Your name is powerful. Your words unstoppable. All things are possible in you. Make way through the waters, walk me through the fire. Do what you are famous for, what you are famous for. Shine the lamps of fire.
All right. I like the vibe. Oh man, I like the vibe. It sounds so good, man. So this is your iPhone. Well, let's see. Let's see. Let's play it a little bit.
Bring dry bones to life and do what you are famous for, what you are famous for.
So I like the vibe. I'm probably gonna play another song. Obviously, this is one of my favorite songs. Um, I like the vibe. I like the music. You guys are rocking it. I like the iPhone is actually doing a great job because it looks really, really good. So as far as the video production, they say the video quality goes, I would say I like the decor. The background is nice. I like the swag, the costume and everything. What I would say, maybe try to, if you have more space or more room, try to not to be too close to the wall. Okay, that would be my tip. Try to leave some depth between you and the wall, and put a little, it could be any small light that you could put behind you, because I could see some shadows. You're casting some shadow on the background because of your key lights. I don't know which light you're using. I don't know what kind of light you're using, but obviously that's going to help you to kind of remove the that, the shadow that you guys kind of casting on the background. But other than that, the exposure is good. Usually, your phone is going to give you good exposure. It's on auto, so the exposure is good. It looks good. Now, if you want to spice it up, obviously you're gonna need a second angle. So if you get, actually, you could keep using you could keep using your iPhone and maybe pair it with a camera. Okay, so my suggestion would be, if you buy a camera, make sure you get a lens, like a portrait lens, right? So something like, if you buy a Micro Four Third, you could buy like a 25 mm. A 25 is like a 50 equivalent on full frame. Again, reach out to me, send me an email the time you feel ready to purchase. I can always give you my recommendations. All right. But it's gonna give you like, so basically what I'm trying to get you to do is to get one angle that will be like a portrait, like what you're watching right now. Okay, and make sure you have a little blur background. It's gonna make you look a little more professional. You're a musician, so you gotta bring your A game somehow. Okay, and then the second angle could still be capturing both of you guys in the frame, like the angle that you guys have right now. Or if you want to show more of you, you could even show more. I don't know if you guys recording, you kind of pre-recording the music and you kind of playing back on some sort of speaker or something. I'm not sure. But if you're playing live, probably people would want to see you, see the instruments and stuff like that. But so far, I love the vibe. Let me watch another part of your stream just to have an idea. So let me see. So guys, let me know what you think about let me know what you think about these guys. Let's watch a little more.
He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. He loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. Just receive the love of your Father tonight and say, he loves us. He loves us. Oh.
This is good, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. You got the voice. The vocals are perfect. You got everything, man. I mean, you're a professional, so I don't have to, kind of talk about that. You got the vocals. The music is dope. I think if you get a camera, work on your background. If you can get more space, just don't sit against the background. Kind of that can move forward a little bit. And I mean that should do, right? And then get a little light just behind you. You could place it anywhere. Like you see, I have this lamp behind me. So basically, it's to kind of separate me from the background. But also at the same time, it kind of helps with my key light, kind of casting some sort of shadow on the background. So that's going to help, right? So if you get any small light, it could be a lamp, anything, that's going to help you if you have more space. And then from there, if you get any cheap camera that can just give you a look like what you see here, like a close-up of one of you guys, and maybe don't sit too close to each other. If you want to get like a frame of just you and your wife, if you could have somebody on the camera, then it will actually be even better, because you can switch between like one camera, the camera being on you, and then move the camera to your wife, and then keep it like in portrait kind of thing. Man, that's gonna be perfect. Your sound is awesome. It sounds good. Again, my headphones are not really that wow. The headphones I'm using, I can't get all the details like the bass and stuff like that, but the music is awesome. So keep it up, man. And thank you so much for sharing. So let me know if you need any help with anything. I'll be more than happy to actually give you some more tips. All right. So guys, let me know in the chat. Let me know what you think. If you have some suggestions, ideas for Pete, please drop in the chat. All right, let's see. We've got a good one. We got Isaac. What causes lagging in OBS? When I look at preview and program monitor, is not at the same timing with live events. So the audio is usually faster than the video. Why? So yeah, so that's going to happen. It actually happens to almost everybody. Okay, so it's not because you got something going on in your setup. It's the way that you're bringing in audio. So most of us, we recording audio or bringing in audio separate from the actual video. For instance, myself, I have the same problem as you. What I'm doing, I'm getting my GH5 sending to the ATEM Mini, and ATEM Mini is uploading into OBS via USB. And I got this USB microphone. Okay, this is my audio source. Okay, kinda sending the audio from me, obviously, to the computer separately. So the audio is not coming in at the same time as the video, because all these devices, they have their latency kind of, ratings, if I can say that. And what's gonna happen, they're not reaching OBS at the same time. So what you need to do is actually very, very simple. You need to go to, let me see if I can share my OBS screen. Maybe it's going to help you, but we may get this weird effect. Full screen share. Okay, so let me change the display a little quick. Okay, so guys, be patient with me. I'm just gonna show you a little bit what's going on, how you're gonna fix that issue. So let's go to property, and I'm gonna choose the primary. Yes. Okay, so you're going to see this weird effect. Please understand. Okay, this is my OBS. This is what it looks like. It's not gonna look good. I apologize in advance. Okay, but where you need to go to this audio tab here, your audio mixer, and go to advanced. Okay, so I'm hoping you guys can see it. There we go. So you go to advanced audio properties. Okay, and then you are going to choose whatever device. Usually I'm gonna tell you how to do it, because you kind of have to know the numbers you're going to put in here. You need to do it within you can use Premiere to determine how late, either it could be the audio or the video that is kind of late. Okay, but you need to go to sync offset here. Okay, and then you're gonna go to right here. As you can see, I'm delaying my microphone to 200 milliseconds, and I'm delaying this is my audio when I'm playing stuff online, like the YouTube video that I was playing. I'm delaying it for minus 267. Okay, how did I do that? Let me change the display back to where it was. To properties, and go to display. No, not this one. It should be the 720. There we go. All right, so I'm back to normal. Okay, so how did I get that? It's because technically speaking, you don't know which one is late. Okay, it could be your audio or it could be your video, depending on the devices that you're using. So what you need to do, you need to take a clip, go to your OBS and clap 3 times. Okay, record yourself clapping 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then take that clip into any editing software. It could be Premiere Pro, it could be Final Cut Pro, it could be iMovie, okay? But what you need to determine, you need to analyze the latency or the delay between the audio clip, the time you clap, you see where you clap, and then analyze the sound waves, okay? And then once you determine, you could be 3 frames or 4 frames or 5 frames, whatever. What you do, you're gonna, if you live streaming in 30 frames per second, you're gonna take so if you let's say 3 frames per second, okay? Let me give you, I think let's see, how can I do this? So basically, again, if I may not be able to explain everything here, but what you're gonna do is, if your time frame is 30 frames per second and you late 3 frames, so you're gonna take the 3 frames, divide by 30, okay, and that's gonna give you a number, and that number you have to multiply by 1000, okay? So it may give you 200, it may give you 80, it may give you whatever number you get. Those are the milliseconds, okay? And that's why you're gonna put in OBS. So either you may have to delay, usually because in OBS you have an option to delay your audio. So if it's your audio that you're going to delay, then that's why you're going to delay. It could be minus or it could be plus, depending on, maybe if your audio was ahead of the video, then it could be, I think it's gonna be minus. Then if your audio was late, if your audio was late, then it's gonna be minus, because it's like you kind of delaying the video instead. So those are the things you kind of have to do. Again, it may be so complicated for you sorry, depending on your level, but again, feel free to reach out to me, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to help you. You could record it, the clapping clip, and send it to me, and then I could help you figure out in Premiere Pro and give you the exact numbers that you are going to use in your in OBS to make sure everything matches, okay? But it's normal. It happens even if you're using vMix. It happens even Blackmagic. If you're using the ATEM Mini Pro, you have a way to kind of delay the audio. So it's something very, very normal. All right. Let's see. Sorry, Joan, I do not understand your message. Let's see. My man Rom says Ecamm. Okay. Maybe I missed something here. Isaac said, I think I missed something. Did you use LUT for this live stream? Yes, I do use a LUT. All my live streams, I actually do use LUTs. So because the picture that I'm sending from my Panasonic GH5 is really, I record in the natural profile. It's kind of flat. I don't add any contrast, so when you see it straight from the camera, it's kind of flat. So I take that picture, I record the clip in OBS. I don't take the clip from the camera. I record the clip using OBS, because OBS does add some encoding to it. So I want to make sure I get the clip from OBS. I color grade it in Premiere Pro, and I take that preset, I export the preset back into OBS, and I apply that to my live streaming. So right now what you're watching, guys, it's a color graded, color corrected clip. All right, let's see. Rom says budget camera, Sony Alpha A6400. Absolutely. So if you looking for Sony, some of the good live streaming Sony cameras, the A6400 is another option to consider. So I do agree with you, my man, 100%. Let's see, Isaac say, Panasonic G85, does the display go off after the HDMI is plugged in? Does it have full HDMI? So it does have a full HDMI. I mean, it doesn't have a full size HDMI, if that's what you meant. you're gonna need, I think I have the adapter here. Usually I have it with me. There we go. So you're gonna need a small adapter like this. Okay, this is what I use. So it's a micro HDMI, and it's gonna look like this, if you guys can see it. Okay, and then the other side it looks like this. Okay, so this is full size. So basically it's converting from micro to full size. It works really well. You're not gonna have any issues. I'm actually using a Panasonic GX85 for my overhead shot, which is something I probably never use here on YouTube. I do live stream on Amazon, and sometimes I need to, or sometimes when I'm actually recording some tutorials, or doing some unboxing videos, if you guys watch some of my videos here on the channel. So that's the camera that I'm using, and I use the same micro HDMI to full size HDMI to kind of convert my HDMI. Now, does the display go off after the I don't think so. The only way it's going to turn off is if you're trying to preview the clip. So let's say to play back the clip that you recorded, then it's gonna display this message says TV output in progress, something like that. But other than that, I don't think it's gonna the display is gonna go off. In fact, I have my GX85 now, which is another camera that actually you guys may consider, Panasonic GX85. And if I turn it on, because it's plugged, let me see. Yeah, so like right now it's, I mean, I can't show you because obviously I don't have another camera to show you. But if I can, let me see if I can switch to this angle. So basically, like, this is, I mean, my table is kind of messy, but this is my overhead shot. Okay, it's not focused. I can always focus. All right, so this is my overhead shot, and as you can see, I mean, like right now is the Panasonic GX85 that I'm using, and I can see the screen. That's how I'm able to kind of touch the screen and actually focus on stuff. So like right now I can focus on my hands, boom, and then kind of out of focus, back to my camera and stuff like that. So yeah, so you're not gonna have that problem. I think it should be okay. So let's see. Houston Photography says no record limit. I don't know if it's a question. Let me know, my man, if you have if it was a question or someone you were trying to, if you were trying to give information to someone. All right, let's see. Guys, we have done an hour already. Wow. Let's see. Sean says, yeah, he used a lot. Okay, I think he was replying. Say, Houston Photography, great autofocus. Yeah, it's not autofocus. I'm actually using my I'm using my hands to kind of, I touch the screen and then it will focus to whatever is whatever I touch to on the focus. So the autofocus sucks on the Panasonic GX85. Say Nathaniel said, can system process affect live stream output? Because I'm experiencing delay every time it skips. RAM full gigs, processor speed. I'm having system lagging or wrong OBS configurations. So this is, yes, if your system is not good, it's going to affect the stream for sure. However, most of the issues, if you're having some lag issues, you need to kind of go step by step. So you can't just blame the issue on one thing. It could be multiple things happening. So you kind of have, usually OBS will tell you if it's your CPU. If you're having some issues with your CPU, you're gonna have the red in the corner down. if you're dropping some frames as well, so you can take a look at your CPU and you see the percentage. If you kind of overloading your CPU, you're going to see it where in the lower left, lower right in OBS, you should see where it says CPU and you see the percentage. Now, if you kind of overloading your computer, you're gonna see it. Now, other than that, you can also look at the bit rate that you're sending. If your OBS is gonna tell you too, you can see if you having some internet connection issues, you're gonna see there's an icon that will turn red. Okay, so usually it's supposed to stay green, but as soon as it starts turning red, it's because there's some issues. Okay, so those are two things that you can look at in OBS, within OBS. But other than that, you also, now I've actually noticed that OBS is kind of CPU friendly, or kind of computer friendly when it comes to computers. I've actually used a cheap computer that cost me around $400, if not $500, that people were using OBS. Obviously, they were not bringing in multiple sources. They were just using OBS with ATEM Mini, and ATEM Mini is doing all the encoding and sending a webcam kind of source into OBS. And I mean, until now, it's been more than a year, the computer is still running OBS. So what I would say is make sure your computer, I think, let me see, because you say you have 4 gig of RAM. Obviously, that's not a lot. Okay, 4 gigs, maybe it's not a lot, but I don't want to blame it to the to your RAM. Okay, because let me just go a little quick on the OBS website. Let me see if I can find OBS OBS system requirements. So just little quick, just to give you an idea. Just want to give you an idea of depending on your machine, you can choose either 24-bit or 64-bit machine. Okay, let me see. Windows, no, it's 4 gig or more of RAM. Sorry. So it says 4 gig or more of RAM is recommended for seamless installation of OBS Studio. When it comes to processor, both Intel and AMD FX series processor support OBS. However, dual core 4-core processor are preferable. So I mean, looking at your system, you should be good. It's just I mean, you don't always to get the minimum, right? So the more you have like a headroom, the better. But I don't want to blame it. I don't want to make you buy a new system, because I am not sure yet what the problem is. So that's why I'm encouraging you to see, are you using your computer when you live streaming to do other stuff, or is it just running OBS, maybe a browse or something? Could it be your internet connection? Could it be, are you hardwired in, or using Wi-Fi? So those are things you kind of have to look into. Or are you, is your system maybe overloaded with some other stuff? So those are things you kind of have to look into. If your system is clean, no viruses, that's a possibility, and yeah, so yeah, it could be so many things going on. But obviously, if you can get more than 4 gigabytes of RAM, that would be probably better, and maybe improve your processor. That's gonna be better. But look at your CPU, see your CPU usage, how it is, and before you can make some decisions. Worst case scenario, reach out to me and we'll see if I can help you out. All right, let's see the next question. Sean said download the free 60 trial for vmix and you get the full features. I did and it actually expired. I didn't it expired. It expired, and then I tried to reach out to vmix to see if they could give me a free copy or a cheap copy for just testing, and they were like, no, you gotta pay for it. So I'm gonna have to pay for it. Don't worry, guys. If you keep sending me more questions about vmix, I'll probably gonna have to purchase one just for to be able to answer some of your questions. Let's see. vmix has auto subtitle. How about OBS? How can I input auto subtitle? So OBS, everything is, because it's an open broadcast software, open source broadcast software. So it's open source. So basically, if you go to OBS website, okay, and usually even if you type in Google and you just type in OBS subtitles, you should find a plugin for that, and I'm sure I've seen it exists actually. So you just have to just type in Google and you should be able to actually find it. I'm sure it exists. I've seen some videos about it. So you need to get the plugin and have it installed, and you should be good to go. Let's see. Isaac say, Isaac, yes, we can hear. I think that was a long time ago. Yes, we can. All right. Say, Richard says, hello, I'm enjoying your channel here in Nigeria. Please continue the good work, bro. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much. I'm here for you guys. So if you're enjoying the content, that's why I am I am here to do. Just let me know if you guys have some ideas. If you want me to cover specific topics, let me know. You can always go to my community tab. Sometimes I post stuff. Sometimes I post some polls to ask you guys what you would want me to make. So let me know. I'm very happy to actually help you guys. Okay. So it looks like we have done have we done an hour? More than an hour actually. Let me see. Because we started at around 4:45, and now it's 6. Dude, guys, we have done more than an hour. I was supposed to stay here for an hour, and I didn't even talk about stuff that I was supposed to be talking about. I was supposed to be talking about some Lumix stuff, the Lumix GH6. Wanted to give you some examples, some tips on how to improve your live streams, but I didn't, which is okay because at least I answered your questions, and that's what I'm here for. I wanted to keep it casual, so I wanted to make sure I cover everything. I answer your questions, so I'm still happy that I was able to actually answer some of your questions, guys. So let's see. They sound good. I would like to see 2 or 3 camera angles. Okay, so Rome, are you talking about me? Would you like to see 2? Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm lost. I'm behind, guys. I apologize. I think you were talking about the singers. Piri and Angela. So yeah, I do agree with you. If they can get more cameras, if they can get 3 cameras, that would be even better, right? So they can have one wide angle camera kind of covering both of them, maybe showing some instruments, the keyboard. I think he's playing a keyboard, and maybe one camera doing some close-ups of him and her, and then the other camera could sometimes show some details, the fingers playing keyboard, or some close-ups of either on one of the 2, and that's gonna make like a perfect live stream. Or kind of have it on the side, just show a different perspective. So that would be even awesome. So I mean, for now, if they have money to get just one camera, for now they can use that camera and keep using the iPhone, because obviously the phone is doing a good job. And then for the wide angle, and then they will keep on improving. The sound is amazing. I think they sound really, really good. See, A video switcher would be a good thing for them if they had someone to do it for them. Also in OBS you can do auto switching. Absolutely, absolutely, I do agree with you. That's really good tips. I'm kind of behind, guys, so I'm reading the comments about the music that was like 10 minutes ago. I say I really appreciate all the tips and the help. God bless you. All right, my man, Piri. And then say Rom says yes, auto and video off by 3 seconds most of the time. Yep. Yeah, sometimes 3 seconds or 3 frames most of the time. Let's see. Says Isaac says, what's your email address? I'm gonna put in the chat right now before we actually get to close. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat. It's live production tips at gmail.com. So I think I have it somewhere. I'm gonna pin it as well. Pin message. Yes, so it's pinned on the top, but I also put in the chat for you, my man. All right. Let's see. So say Houston Photography says Sony Alpha A6400 no record limit. Boo. Are you sure about that? Okay, you're probably right. I don't have it. This is the Sony guy, so he's probably right. Okay, because when it comes to Sony cameras, I am sure he's 100% better than me. Hopefully I'm gonna have you on the stream, by the way. My man Rom, he's an amazing photographer, so hopefully he uses few Sony cameras, and he's got some amazing switchers, and hopefully I'm gonna have him on the live stream, and we're gonna be talking about some of the switchers that he's been using and some of the Sony cameras he's actually using. So hopefully he's gonna be able to join me one day here on the stream. Let's see. See, Puri says, what do you think of Wirecast? Would you recommend? Yes, I would recommend Wirecast. I think Wirecast is one of the OG live streaming softwares. And I think it's absolutely a good software. I haven't actively used it, but I know for sure that it's gonna give you almost all the features that you may need. So what happens, guys, is like most of these softwares right now in 2020, Wirecast, XSplit, vMix, Ecamm Live, OBS, they're all good. They're Restream, they're all good. They can do a very, very good job. However, let me tell you one thing though. If you are streaming musical performance, right? So if you're doing some church stuff, or you're a musician like our friend Piri and Angela, let's see, yeah, try to use a software that is installed within your computer, right? A software that you're gonna be able to install. Don't try to use things like StreamYard. Restream, I think, is not actually an actual software that you're going to install in your computer. It runs through the browser. However, you can send a feed from OBS and send it to Restream. Basically, what Restream does is gonna kind of restream whatever you're sending to it to multiple platforms, so you can use it as not an encoder, distributor. If I don't know if I can call that, but it's gonna help you to live stream to multiple platforms and give you some other features. So try not to use to do your encoding with softwares that you're gonna be able to install, like vMix, Wirecast, XSplit, OBS, obviously, OBS Streamlabs OBS as well, because those software, they are into your computer, so they are installed in your computer, and they they are more powerful in the encoding. They're using your CPU to encode. Because if you use those web-based software, like StreamYard, Restream, or Melon app, those ones are not really really good for encoding the audio and the way you want to encode the video. They just not gonna do it, because you kind of uploading your video to your audio and video to another server, and the server is gonna encoding it in the clouds, which is really not gonna work well for musical performance and stuff like that. So that's what I would say for as far as live streaming software go. So let's see. We got Aaron. Aaron, my man, welcome. I think you missed the party. I think you just joined. Okay, so that's my email address. If you guys want to reach out to me for any questions, there we go. So you guys can reach out to me anytime if you have questions. But other than that, it looks like I went through all the questions. I had some tips, but man, I don't have any time left, so probably I'm gonna come back next week, and we're gonna talk. Let me know. Let me know. You guys can send me emails anytime. You can reach out to me in the community tab. I'm think I'm gonna make a website, because I don't have a website where I can maybe find a way to send you some stuff, some information, some schedule. Let's say if I'm going live, because I don't have a set day of the week where I go live. So sometimes I'm going to improvise. Like today, I was not supposed to be live, and I got some free time. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go live for an hour and see if my people have some questions, and and kind of be a solution to you guys. So that's how I roll these days. Sometimes I go live on Mondays or Fridays, but it's kind of like it's just the season that I'm in right now. I don't have a set schedule for live streams, but I would love to kind of have a set schedule for you guys, so when I go live. But other than that, I'm probably gonna start a website and have your emails where I can send you in advance, just to let you know that I'm gonna be live this day. And if you guys want to join, if you have questions, then we can talk about those. Okay, but other than that, it looks like the chat is quiet. I do appreciate you guys, everybody. I do appreciate you for being here. I do appreciate you guys for being here. And let's see. There we go. So I do appreciate every one of you guys for being here and hanging out with me. I hope this stream was helpful. Again, I did not cover everything that I had, which is okay. At the end of the day, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to give you some tips and tools to improve your live streams and your video recording, and that's what I did. So mission accomplished. And I hope all the information that we shared was helpful, guys. So again, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Send me an email, quick email. If I kind of have to jump on a quick Zoom call, we could do that. I'm very flexible. As long as I have the time, I don't really mind. So I do appreciate you guys. I do appreciate your time, and I hope you're having a wonderful evening. Again, depending on where you are, where I am right now, it's evening time. But some people, I think in Africa, I think it's nighttime there. So again, I hope you're having a wonderful night, wonderful evenings or mornings, depending on where you're watching from. But other than that, I do appreciate you guys. I do appreciate your time, and hopefully I'll see you on my next live stream. So looks like there's no more questions, and the chat is quiet. So I do appreciate you guys, and I see you next. And make sure you check out my community tab, because I'm gonna be displaying some information there. I'm gonna be putting some information there when I go live. Sometimes I do polls in there, so make sure you stay up to date about the channel and about everything that I'm actually preparing for you guys. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you on my next live stream or on my next video. Take care.